Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a horror action film, Mayhem. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with a legal analyst named Derek entering his office at the consulting firm. Derek goes to his corner office to start his day. Derek earns his position after defending a client who committed murder while infected with the ID7 virus, also known as the red eye virus. Once infected with the said virus, a person loses all inhibition and acts out his darkest impulses. Against all odds, Derek finds a loophole in the justice system and saves the client from being incarcerated. That winning case helps Derek climb the corporate ladder. Later, Derek meets with a person named Melanie about a foreclosure. Melanie explains that she wants to settle her client's overdue debt and needs the consulting firm to tell the bank to give her more time on a debt. Derek suggests having Melanie's client voluntarily turn over the homeownership to the consulting firm in order to avoid foreclosure. Melanie begs Derek to help her because she turns out to be the borrower and she needs more time. Derek explains that the firm's partners call the shots, not him. Melanie then demands to speak with one of the partners, so Derek pretends to contact the partner but dials the security guard's number instead. Soon after, security comes in and escorts Melanie out. Moments later, Derek goes to see the director of operations named Kara about the Vanda court case that might put him in trouble. The Vanda court case is supposed to be handled by Kara, but now that there's a mess, all fingers are pointing at him. Kara tries to pin Derek, and in her defense, she presents the annual work distribution sheet, which shows that the case was assigned to Derek. Subsequently, the boss asks Derek and Kara how to deal with the issue. Derek suggests getting rid of the person causing the mess. To Derek's surprise, he is asked to leave. Later, Kara lets him know he's been fired. Derek is upset, but he still has one option. He can take the case to the board of directors and hopefully resolve everything without getting fired. Later, the boss presents the case to the board of directors, but they all vote against Derek. The board of directors' decision is always final and not subject to appeal, which leaves no hope for the poor Derek. After a while, the HR head is called to inform Derek about his fate. He then goes to Derek's office to have a document signed. When Derek reads it, it states that he takes full responsibility for the Vanda court case. This means that he could be sued by Vanda Corp, or worse, it could disbar him from providing legal service. The HR head convinces him to sign the document. Still, Derek refuses to sign as he wants to appeal the case, despite being told that the board of directors' decision is final. A security guard then comes in, holding a box where Derek can put his stuff before escorting Derek out. As Derek is about to exit the firm, he's surprised by the commotion. He can see from the outside that the SWAT team and K9 units prevent everyone from leaving the area. The entire building needs to be put under quarantine after the ID7 virus is detected in the ventilation system. This means that all of them have been infected at this time. A neutralizer has been released into the building's ventilation system, but it requires 8 long hours to eliminate all traces of the virus. Soon after, everyone's eyes start turning red, a symptom of the ID7 virus. Since the virus causes inhibitions to drop and basic instincts to rise, mayhem can happen at any moment. Without warning, Derek gets punched in the face by a colleague. Derek stands up and starts fighting back. Still fuming, Derek hits a random employee as well until his friend calms him down. Derek tells his friend that he wants to appeal the case. He needs to speak to the boss and the board of directors upstairs. Meanwhile, the boss and the board are warned about what the virus can do once a person is infected. They are told that this can cause mood swings and that work-related stress should be avoided as violence is just one of the tendencies that a person can do. The boss is already exhibiting violent behavior at this time. He is unreasonably furious as the firm loses much money due to the quarantine. On top of that, he suddenly receives a call that Derek wants to come up and speak to them about his case. While in an elevator, Derek is under the impression he will meet the boss and the board of directors. He does not know that he's being taken to the basement to be beaten up by the boss enforcer. When the boss orders his enforcer to break one of Derek's fingers, Derek's friend comes out of nowhere to help him, but he is killed by accident. Afterward, Derek is locked up with Melanie, who is still infuriated with him. She immediately attacks him and asks why he's there. Derek explains that he's been fired. Meanwhile, Melanie shares that the cops were supposed to pick her up, but the quarantine happened. Instead, she's locked up with him. Derek comes to an agreement with Melanie that he will lead Melanie to the penthouse, where one of the partners leaves. It's the same partner that Melanie demanded to speak to earlier before she was escorted out. The duo thought of using this chance to exact revenge as whatever they do. They can't be held liable in court because they can use the excuse that they are infected with the ID7 virus. Somehow, Derek manages to contact Vandacorp's CEO and explain his innocence in the mishandled case. Derek asks the boss to join the conference call, as the Vandacorp CEO believes that the boss has ulterior motives. During this call, the CEO allows Derek to tell everyone about a case against an ex-business associate of the CEO. The firm advised against filing the case, as it has little possibility of financial outcome. In the process, they missed the deadline for filing the case. With this, Derek assures the Vandacorp CEO that he could win if there's a case against the firm. The CEO then rips off the last invoice the firm sent him. Vandacorp has now officially cut ties with the consulting firm, causing the boss to be enraged. Soon after, the boss orders his men to beat up Derek. He is very specific with his instructions on what to do to cause an incredible amount of pain. Derek manages to attack first and brutally kills one of the guards. Derek and Melanie then take the opportunity to grab all the tools they can to leave the area and go to the penthouse where one of the partners is. But before they can reach there, they must pass by the HR head's office and use his card to take them to the 7th floor. From there, they will need Kara's card to reach the penthouse. Immediately, Derek and Melanie go after the HR head, who might be hiding in his office. Melanie is tased by one of the security guards. The HR head then comes out and beats Melanie up. Derek returns after killing a guard and saves Melanie. The two then manage to corner the HR head in his office. They demand that he give his key card. Derek uses the opportunity to confront the HR head for firing him. Moments later, the HR head pretends to provide him with his key card. As soon as Derek is about to pick it up, he stabs Derek's hand with a pair of scissors. He then proceeds to attack Melanie, who tries to defend herself with a nail gun. Still unable to get the HR head off her, Melanie grabs a grinder and kills the HR head, ending his headhunting life. They now have the key card. Their next destination is Kara's office. Meanwhile, Kara is warned that the two are headed her way. The boss suggests that she destroy the card. She is hesitant at first, as the card is her only leverage. He promises to make her partner, and that changes Kara's mind. Instead of destroying the card, she calls her assistant, asking her to hide it somewhere. At the same time, the boss appeals to the CDC official outside the building to send a SWAT unit to take out Derek. The official finds the request unacceptable, especially since the building is full of civilians. The official instead suggests that a psychologist on site talk to Derek to defuse the situation. The boss gets frustrated with the authorities' response. Meanwhile, Derek and Melanie proceed to the other floor, where Kara's office is. Kara is prepared and is backed by some employees. The two teams are about to go at it when a phone rings. Kara's assistant answers the call and turns on the speaker. The call comes from a psychologist working with the CDC. He is trying to calm Derek down. Derek asks Melanie to play some music so as not to get distracted by the psychologist's voice. He then informs the employees backing Kara up that he and Melanie will not be held criminally liable if they choose to fight. Mayhem ensues while Kara escapes. When the smoke clears, Derek and Melanie are able to overpower all the employees supporting Kara. With not many choices, Kara calls her assistant, who then hands over a scorched card. Everyone is surprised by that. The assistant explains that she microwaved the card because the boss and the board knew that Kara would betray them and give the card to Derek. Hence, they offered the assistant a promotion, and in exchange, the assistant was asked to destroy the card. Then the assistant grabs a pair of scissors and stabs Kara in the chest. Meanwhile, Derek's elevator access has been revoked. Derek and Melanie then use the elevator to go to the IT guy's office. They force him to hack into the partner's computer. The IT guy then proceeds to manipulate the computer of the partner. The IT guy asks the partner to install a file he just sent. Without the partner's knowledge, the file contains Trojan, malicious software that can allow a hacker to take over someone else's computer. As a result, the IT guy is able to access the partner's computer. He saves a backup for all of her files and then proceeds to delete them all. The partner is horrified to see all of her files gone. Derek informs the partner that he has her files and that she needs to come and get them if she wants them. Later, Derek and Melanie wait for their partner. They demand the key card when she arrives, while the partner asks for the files. The partner then tries to recover the gun that's supposed to be under the table. But to her surprise, Derek shows her the gun. That leaves the partner with no choice but to surrender the key card. Melanie then approaches her with the foreclosure documents. She wants her to sign it, but she refuses to. Melanie then smashes the hard drive containing the partner's files. Derek stands up and heads for the door, just right in time for the boss enforcer to come in and beat him up. Meanwhile, the partner is fighting Melanie back. As soon as Melanie is ready to kill her, she tells Melanie that the key card does not work as it requires a code. At the same time, Derek is badly beaten and helplessly lying on the floor. But Derek takes a good chance to fight back and stabs the enforcer with a screwdriver. Derek then proceeds to where Melanie and the partner are. The partner is still negotiating before she gives the code. The partner wants Melanie's head because Melanie destroys her years of work by smashing the hard drive. Derek warns her that Melanie will really kill her if she does not cooperate. Derek begins to count down, but when it reaches 1, Derek hits Melanie instead. By the time Melanie regains consciousness, she's tied to a chair. The partner is now willing to give up the code so that Derek can use the key card and go to the boss and the board of directors. Before the partner and Derek leaves, Derek goes back to Melanie and gives her a goodbye tongue massage. Without the partner's knowledge, Derek unscrews the bolts that keep Melanie restrained. The partner uses the key card and the code for Derek to use the elevator. Derek then shows the partner the bolts, who realizes Melanie is no longer tied to a chair. At this point, Melanie is behind the partner and starts her murdering spree. Meanwhile, Derek continues to make his way to the big boss and the board of directors. The team welcomes Derek, who is bloodied up at this point. The boss hands him over a document. When Derek asks what it's for, he explains that it contains the terms of his surrender. It turns out, the boss is offering Derek to be a partner in the firm. The assistants then begin to tell Derek several benefits he can take advantage of, like bonuses and allowances. At first, Derek laughs it off. Then he realizes that this has always been his goal. This is why he's been working hard to the point of neglecting his family. The offer is quite enticing, but Derek says no. He then confronts the boss, who's ready to defend himself with a golf club. Derek, on the other hand, is holding a wrench. The two engage in a fast and furious fight. Derek drops the boss, while he retaliates by throwing some cocaine into Derek's eyes. His vision is now compromised, but he manages to survive and restrain the boss. Derek then puts the boss against a railing and asks the board of directors to vote and decide if the boss deserves to be killed. The board has less than 2 minutes to the device before the quarantine is lifted. Once the quarantine is over, they will be liable for their actions. It turns out the decision is an overwhelming yes to get rid of the boss. The boss teases Derek, as he's sure that Derek does not have the guts to execute him. Derek then punches him as hard as he can, causing the boss to fall off the railing all the way to the ground floor. The movie ends with Derek going back inside the conference room. This time, he's given a chance to defend himself in the Vandercourt case. He's also able to express that he just wants his job back. To his surprise, the board of directors offers Derek the boss job instead. Without hesitation, Derek accepts it so he can sign the foreclosure document for Melanie to help her out. After that, he quits and leaves the building with Melanie, possibly heading to their hormone therapy somewhere. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.